Morning, everyone. April, are you ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
We're on the record in proceeding number R25-05, R25-0152. Apologies. Before the Colorado Public Utilities Commission, my name is Aviv Segev, and I'm the administrative law judge assigned to this proceeding. It is now 11 a.m. on June 30th, 2025. I'm advising everyone that this public comment hearing is being recorded and that both the audio and video feeds of this hearing are being live streamed on the Commission's YouTube channel. This public comment hearing was scheduled by decision number R25-0394-I issued on May 29th, 2025. This rulemaking proceeding was initiated through the issuance of the Notice of Proposed Rulemaking in decision number C25-0250 on April 4th, 2025 for the purpose of adopting new rules governing railroad safety training requirements and incident response procedures to be codified under Rules 7334 and 7335 of the Commission's rules regulating railroads, rail fixed guideways, transportation by rail, and rail crossings found at 4 Code of Colorado Regulations 723-7. I would like to thank everyone in attendance and welcome everyone in attendance today. I will now explain how this public comment hearing will proceed. First, I would like to ask whoever has not already done so to change your Zoom name to your first and last name so that it is easier for me to call on you if you haven't already done so. I would like to ask you that you keep your microphones muted until it is your turn to speak. This will help us have a good, clean record in the proceeding. To signal to me that you would like to speak, you can use the Zoom's raise hand feature. To do so, click on the reactions button on the bottom portion of your Zoom session screen and select raise your hand. If you no longer wish to speak, you may lower your hand using the same process. Otherwise, leave your hand raised until I've called on you. If you're having trouble with the raise hand feature, you may instead turn on your video to signal to me that you wish to speak. To those participating in the hearing by phone, you will need to dial star. I don't believe we have anybody, but I'll give this instruction anyway, just so that people who may be listening on the YouTube channel and decide to join us will have that information. So you will need to dial star 9 to use the raise hand feature. I will call on you by referring to the last 3 digits of your phone number. When your number is called, you will need to dial star 6 to unmute yourself. So again, star 9 to raise your hand and star 6 to unmute. Everyone providing comments should speak slowly and clearly and clearly enunciate your words. Again, that would help us have a good record. If somebody covers a specific point you intended to include in your comment or comments, please feel free during your comment to let me know as much. And you may, of course, add or let me know what part of the other comment you did not agree with. I'm not going to place any limit on comments. We have very few individuals in attendance today. I ask everyone to be patient as we go through the comments. I will make sure everybody has had a chance to speak. With that, let's please start with the public comment portion of the hearing. Ms. Werner, since I can see you on the screen. Do you wish to provide a public comment?
Thank you, Your Honor. Caitlin Warner here on behalf of BNSF. Also have Pat Brady and Andy Williams. At this time, I just have my screen on. We stand by our comments that we have previously submitted, but may submit more if something comes up today. Thank you.
Very good. Anybody else wishes to submit to comment? I do not see any hands raised, nor do I see any the video of any of the people in attendance. So what I think we might do is we'll take a 10, or maybe we'll take a 15-minute recess and reconvene, see if anybody else might have joined and wishes to submit a comment. And once people have submitted their comments, or if there's nobody who wishes to submit a comment, we'll adjourn at that time. But we're taking a recess until let's call it 11:20 a.m. And see, at that time we'll see. Oh, I see somebody raising their hand. Mr. or Ms. Lanka, would you please turn on your video?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just trying to do that. Good morning. Where is my, oh, there's my video. Sorry about that. Looks like I'm still not, there I am. Sorry about that. I'm a manager of legal support services at Union Pacific Railroad, and we've got a few people, as we indicated in our filed comments, that we were hoping to have some discussion around definitions and some of the trainings. So we've got a few people on now from our safety department who should be able to speak to that. Robert Bavier and Matthew Thompson.
Of course.
Good morning, everybody.
Mr. Bavier, thank you for being here and submitting a public comment. Can you please introduce yourself and tell us on behalf of whom you are appearing, and then proceed with your public comment?
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, my name is Robert Bavier, B-A-V-I-E-R. It's like Javier, but with a B instead of a J. It's easy to spell. And I'm the Senior Director of Union Pacific Railroad's Hazardous Materials team. My comments begin in 7334, Railroad Safety Training Requirements. Section A goes on to speak about first responder organizations having jurisdiction. And what I would like to see is better definitions in that location. And by the way, this is all included in our written comments, but for public purposes, of course, I think it's a good opportunity to have a conversation.
All right. Anything? Go ahead,
yes.
Please.
And secondly, under Section B of that, Union Pacific Railroad contacts all of our fire departments, some total a little over 4,000 departments system-wide. And we take great pride in maintaining that list of first responders, mostly fire departments. However, it would be greatly beneficial if the state of Colorado could also put a list together and provide it to the railroads, as we are venturing into this as a team. That's how I'm envisioning this here. And I think it would be important for us to make sure that we have as much contact as humanly possible. Reaching out to departments, in other words. So I would hope that the state of Colorado has a list of all the responder organizations based on whatever your definition happens to be. So you can share that with us or have it publicly available so we can make those contacts and ensure we're touching all the departments we need to. I see a confused look on your face. How can I better explain it?
No, I think I understood. I think I understood what you. Thank you for turning on your video. I think I understood what you said. Is that, did you wish to submit any other comment?
Yes, let me scroll down a bit.
Or
Section C, Robert.
Thank you, brother. Okay, safety drills. Under section, let's see, 1A and C. A and C are very similar. I don't see the need for, and also, I'm sorry, so A and C are quite similar. Can these drills be combined? Also, you define in C sensitive area protection walkthroughs. Definition of walkthrough, I think, is needed here, since it's unusual. So we're used to operating in the NPREP standards. It's the national standards that came through the Oil Spill Prevention Act of 1990. It's federal, and it has a list of triennial cycle. So you have 3 things that need to be accomplished in that period of time, and then the cycle starts over again. Tabletop exercise, full-scale deployment, or a deployment exercise and drill. And then finally, a worst-case discharge. And then it cycles back over again. And there's some total of 25, 30 markers that we need to complete in that time. So this might be a good inclusion. The national standard already exists. Most responder organizations are very familiar with operating within it. When we start adding walkthroughs and other types of exercises that are unique in definition to Colorado, makes things more challenging from a responder standpoint. What more to say?
Then 7335, Robert.
Is that one that I added or Mark or Raleigh added?
That was about communications.
Can you speak to that? Because for some reason it's not pulling up on my computer.
I cannot either.
Okay, we'll have to skip it. It'll be included in our written comment. So, incident response requirements. That's 7335. A railroad operating in Colorado that accommodates high hazard flammable trains or high hazard, high consequence shall coordinate. I think we need to define the high consequence and what does coordinate mean, right? We have a definition in my mind, but it could be different. So I would like some parameters placed around that coordination as to direct responsibilities, who needs to do what, who is responsible for what. Section C of the same 7335. Union Pacific Railroad uses the Incident Command System, ICS, to coordinate response activities. If the department mentioned in B join the incident structure, they will be included. Section C, Railroad and the Department of Public Safety shall coordinate regarding the adequacy, okay, let me say that again, adequacy of caches of equipment, supplies, and available staff. How do we define adequacy? And what are the parameters around that? And that is the conclusion of the comments that I have written. Matt, did I miss anything?
I was going right along with you and everything's covered.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Your Honor,
much. Go ahead.
We conclude our comments, sir.
And so I believe, Ms. Alanka, go ahead. I believe you mentioned that maybe somebody else who would be providing a comment.
No, that Robert covered it, and then Matthew. I was just referring to the two of them. So I think they covered everything. Thank you.
I may I ask you a question? Would Union Pacific like to provide certain definitions? Mr. Bavier indicated that it would be helpful to have certain definition, certain terms defined as a part of this rulemaking. Would it be? I think it would be helpful for Union Pacific or whoever else believes that that certain terms should be defined to provide those definitions to the commission so that they can be considered as a part of this rulemaking. Is that something Union Pacific is willing or able to do?
Yes, thank you.
Again, there's no when might I expect something like that to be filed?
Would we say, yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to look to Robert here to kind of, because I'm going to have to work with him on
course,
that. Would we say within a week, a couple weeks? I guess what's realistic? I don't know what your schedule is looking like currently.
So, Your Honor, I'm off this week. I'm off currently right now, but because circumstances are what they are, I'm in the middle of a move. So I'll be back next week. So can we say a week after next Monday? I'll need about 5 days to get back and ready.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me. I'm not going to set any particular deadlines. I will start drafting my recommended decision sometime in the next week or two, and I will. I just want to make sure that I have everybody who wanted to submit a comment and that everybody who wanted to opine on the proposed rules had the opportunity to do so before I complete my my recommended decision. So that timeline seems reasonable to me, and thank you for that. Any other comment in that regard or any other regard? Ms.
No, sir.
Or Mr. Bavier?
None, Your Honor.
Very good. I appreciate very much the comments. Anybody else who wishes to submit a public comment? Then let's do what I proposed initially before I saw the hand being raised. So let's take a 10-minute recess since we've been here online for a little bit. And then I will see if anybody else wishes to submit a public comment. And if there's nobody, and once we're done with that, we'll adjourn. But we're going to be taking a 11-minute recess until 11:30. We'll reconvene at that time and go from there. Thank you very much. We're on recess until 11:30. We're back on the record in proceeding number 25R-0152R. I believe at least one additional person joined us during the recess. I will ask that person who joined, as well as anybody else who has already been in attendance, if anybody would like to submit a public comment. If not, that's okay. I did receive and review the three public comments, one of which was amended. And so I did receive those, and I am, of course, going to be reviewing any additional public comments to be submitted, if any are submitted in the next few weeks, before I issue my recommended decision. But again, I'll ask one last time, anybody who wishes to submit a public comment? Oh, I see Mr. Mills' hand raised. Mr. Mills, would you kindly turn on your video? Thank you for that. And let me see if I can. Oh, I can also hear you, I believe now. Mr. Mills, would you like to submit a public comment?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. I'm an attorney for Union Pacific Railroad, and I just wanted to state for the record that Union Pacific supports and concurs with BNSF's comments on preemption. Union Pacific did file some commentary around preemption topics, but BNSF had some additional detail in their analysis, and I just wanted to be on the record stating that Union Pacific concurs with that analysis.
Thank you. Duly noted and appreciated. Anything else, Mr. Mills?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. Ms. Warner?
Thank you, Your Honor. Just wanted to add, with regard to the comments by Union Pacific, that on behalf of BNSF, we plan to work with them to coordinate on some of those proposed definitions that was discussed earlier.
That would be great. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anyone else? All right, before we adjourn, I'd like to, for the benefit of those in attendance and anybody who may be watching us on the YouTube channel, I would like to cover the ways by which individuals may submit or members of the public may submit a public comment in this proceeding. So comments can be submitted in written format or orally by leaving a voicemail. The Commission does not give any greater weight to oral or written comments, but the Commission prefers written comments because they tend to be clear in writing. Written comments, if you would like to submit a comment in writing, there are 4 ways to do that. The first one is through the Commission's electronic filing system that can be found on the Commission's website at www.dora.state.co.us/PLS/EFI/EFI.homepage. The second method by which members of the public may submit a public comment is through the file a comment or complaint link on the Commission's website, whose address I just gave you. The third method is for submitting a written comment is by email. The email is also appears on the Commission's website, puc.colorado.gov. I apologize. The e-filing system URL is different than the Commission's URL. So the Commission's URL is puc.colorado.gov, which again is different from the e-file where you might find the e-filing system, a link for submitting documents through the Commission's e-filing system. The fourth method by which members of the public may submit public comment is by mail, by regular mail. And again, that address can be found on the Commission's website, puc.colorado.gov. If you decide to provide a written comment in any of the methods I just noted, please be sure to reference the proceeding number for this proceeding, which again is 25R-0152R. You may also submit an oral comment by leaving a voice message at 303-869-3490. Again, if you decide to leave a voice message, make sure you note this proceeding number 25R-0152R. This brings this public comment hearing to a close. Again, thank you everybody for appearing. This hearing is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.